I'm Robin Ulrich. Welcome to my studio. Lace knitting patterns, like my Frostlight scarf pattern, frequently make use of yarn overs on either side of a center column of decreases. In this pattern, we have a purl stitch, then a yarn over, a slip knit, and a purl on one row, and the other row calls for a purl stitch, then the knit two together decrease, then yarn over, then purl. And this creates a zigzag effect of eyelets running up the column. But what can happen is that the yarn over that follows the purl stitch and precedes the slip knit can frequently be smaller because of the way the stitch is made than the yarn over that follows the knit two together and precedes the purl stitch. I'm just going to show you a little trick that will help you keep your sizing even on your eyelets. In this swatch, I'm going to knit across on row 1 of the lace pattern until we come to the first column. The pattern calls for a purl stitch, followed by a yarn over and a slip knit. Now after the purl stitch, traditionally you would bring your yarn up and over the needle to the back and in position to work the slip knit. When you do this, your yarn does not create a complete wrap around the needle, however. After a knit two together and before a purl stitch, a yarn over is going to make a more complete loop around the needle. And so to try to create a wrap that is evenly sized, rather than going up and over the needle from the front, after you work your purl stitch, bring your yarn to the back, up and over towards the front in the reverse direction, and snug it down around the needle. And here you can see that now the yarn makes a more complete wrap around the needle. And we just leave it there in position, ready to work the slip knit and purl and on to the next column. I'll do that a couple more times to demonstrate. So rather than up and over, we take our purl, yarn to the back between the needles, up and over, just give it a little snug up there, slip knit, purl, and on to the last column, reverse, slip knit, purl, and knit. There's one more thing we have to do when we come back on the back side of the knitting. When we approach our yarn over, you will see that since we have reversed the direction of the wrap from the front, the leg of the yarn over is also reversed. So if we were doing a traditional yarn over, the leg would be here. But now our leg is here because we've reversed it. So rather than taking the needle on every stitch and moving the yarn over to the front, which you could do, we can just shorten that step by still purling into the same leg of the yarn over. So bring your yarn to the front and just purl through it, snug it up, and on you go. I'm pulling my stitches out just a little bit more for demonstration purposes, so you might not want to do that. So here we are again. There's the reversed yarn over. We're still working into that same leg of the yarn over. We're just doing it from the back side there. Yarn to the front, purl it, and on we go. And last time, purl. Remember, if this had been a traditional yarn over, it'd be sitting here. We're just going to purl right into there. And that's it, an easy way to help balance the size of your yarn overs on either side of your decreases. It's just a nice way to finesse your knitting and have a more polished look.